Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. I am freshly out of the shower and I should be going to bed because it's almost 10 and I have work tomorrow. But I wanted to film this little clip first to start this experiment video. Now many moons ago, and when I say many moons I mean several years ago, NaNoWriMo sent out an email that contained a link to a quiz on their blog. And the quiz was going to help you find out what your best writing schedule for NaNoWriMo is. And I know that by the time this video goes up, it will be August. Today, currently as I'm filming this, is the 24th of July. But I don't remember if I took this quiz back when it came out, and if I did, I most certainly do not remember the answer. My plan for this video is I will take this quiz now and then try to follow that schedule for the next week, meaning from the 25th of July through the 31st of July. And I didn't actually consider the fact until I just said this that it is the last week of camp. And I have already won camp. I talked about it more in this video, so you can check that out if you want. But I want to get back into writing, period. I want to get into a rhythm, and I'm not saying that whatever this quiz tells me is the way to go and that is my ultimate writing schedule for real. But I will take this quiz today and I will try to follow it for the next week, reporting back to you on how I do. With that being said, this week might not be the optimal week to do it, given the fact that we are showing our apartment on Wednesday because we are selling it, because we bought a house, and a few other things are going on as well. I do commute on Tuesday, for example, but doing this next week would be worse because a lot of things are happening next week, including, but not limited to, me working that weekend. So I'm doing this now, I'm doing it for this week, and hopefully I will be able to follow this schedule, although I do have a few concerns, kind of no matter what the result is. But we can talk about that down the line if that proves a problem. So I'm gonna pull up the quiz for you now, and also of course link it down below so you can take the quiz as well if you haven't and you're interested. And let's just do this. What's the best NaNoWriMo schedule for you? And this was apparently sent out during an April camp. Oh yeah, it was sent out on April 1st, 2019. So it's been 3.5 years ago. I am very hip. People don't even say hip anymore, do they? I don't think people in my age group have ever said hip. Doing great so far. But what's the best NaNoWriMo writing schedule for you? Not sure how to build time for NaNoWriMo into your life? We've got you covered. Take a quiz. How many people do you usually make dinner for? Somebody else makes dinner for me, just me and one other person, me and multiple other people. I split the cooking with another person or people, or who has time for dinner. I split the cooking. I live with Marcus and Teresa and we take turns cooking. Where are you most likely to be found on the weekends? Hanging out with some friends, running errands or on my way to pick up or drop off, catching up on my Netflix queue, at work or studying, rock climbing, going to a concert, hosting a dinner for friends, I gotta stay busy, or writing. Recently it's been a lot of just prepping to move, which is not on here, but I'm gonna say catching up on my Netflix queue because I do a lot of that in the weekends. I like to recline and just try to take it easy and crochet, which is not on here, but I do most of my crocheting when I'm, whoops, I clicked, but I do most of my crocheting when I'm catching up on YouTube or Netflix. Let's see. Which image of an animal below do you most identify with? I don't know. The ducks are cute. I don't want to overanalyze this either because I understand there is some sort of logic behind this. And it's like, oh, like a worker bee and a lazy cat and a sloth, which is slow, and this could be like a mother goose. I know they're not geese. And this is a playful puppy, and these are ants, and like these are either leading if it's the parent duck or it's following if it's the baby ducks, and these are just working. I don't know. I'm gonna say ducks because they were cute, because apparently I think I'm cute. How much sleep do you get on average every night? 8+ hours, 6 to 8 hours, less than 6 hours, or sleep? What is sleep? I'll say, I tend to average, my weekly average tends to be like 7.5 according to my little app that tracks my sleep. For this week so far it is 6 hours and 59 minutes. There you go. Also, it said bra on there. That is the Swedish word. Whoop, that is the Swedish word for good. Just want to clarify that. But yes, I tend to average between 7 and 8 per week. So I'm gonna say 6 to 8 because that makes sense. That's the truth. Which fictional character do you most identify with? I've got all the time in the universe, literally, which would be the 13th Doctor? 14th? I have no idea. 13th, I think. The White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. The hurrier I go, the behinder I get. It's a good quote. Or Hermione, packed schedule, no problem. All it takes is a ton of organization and a little magic. This isn't loading for me. I work real hard each and every day. Now things for sure are going my way. Don't know what that quote is for. Or crush, right? I just go with the flow. I don't know. Definitely not Hermione. Definitely probably not crush. I'd like to know who this character is, the 4th one, but I'll go White Rabbit. What best describes your current approach to NaNoWriMo? I will reach 50,000 words at all costs. Let's just try this out. Ask me again in a week or so. I'm nervous about whether I'm going to be able to do this, or I plan to put in a meaningful effort and see what I'll be able to accomplish, however many words that might be. If you've been here on this channel for a while, I tend to definitely be team I will reach 50,000 words at all costs. But for camp, I never set that high of a goal, or I rarely, I should say, set that high of a goal. And, you know, I take it a bit easier. This video is not necessarily tied to camp. My approach to NaNoWriMo is the 50k one. My approach to right now and to camp is more of the last one, that I'll put in meaningful effort and see where it goes. But my current approach to NaNoWriMo, not camp, is 50k, so I'll put 50k. How predictable is your schedule? I've got my schedule planned out a month or more in advance. I don't expect any surprises. I can mostly plan out my schedule, but things might change week to week. I don't have a lot of control over my schedule. Sometimes things pop up the next day that I just can't predict or control. Or I don't have any control over my schedule. It's hard for me to plan even a day or two ahead. Or the last option, which is schedule. Who keeps a schedule? I just go with the flow. For the most part, in general, I have control over my schedule. I know my work hours unless the trains mess it up for me. And we have our Thursday streams and things rarely just crop up and have to be dealt with now. However, with the move and stuff, it's definitely been more of that. But I'm gonna go with like mostly plan out my schedule. How much extra time do you think you could fit into a normal day to write? I could find several large chunks of time by waking up early, staying up later, no please, or rescheduling some of my responsibilities or social engagements. I could find some extra time on the weekends, probably. I could find a couple small chunks of time, like during my lunch, before bed, or while I'm waiting for the bus. My schedule's already pretty tight. I don't think I could find any extra time. Or I already have a lot of time built into my schedule for writing. The way I want to play this game this week is that I want to write some every day. I don't want to dedicate all my free time to writing, and I will not be able to dedicate all my free time to writing. I'm gonna go with the last one because there definitely is time that I could spend writing that I'm currently not spending writing. But I think that's the best one. Possibly the third one, couple small chunks of time, but I don't want to write during my lunch break, for example. Although if this tells me that I am a morning writer, I will write on the train on Tuesday, which is very early, and then that's like writing, like waiting for the bus, being on the train, similar. I'm gonna go with small chunks because I do not have a lot of time built into my schedule for writing. And the last question is, which writing tool would choose you? In a Harry Potter, the one chooses the wizard type situation. Go with your gut. Typewriter. They're clunky and annoying, and I've tried that and it didn't work out great. Laptop is definitely more convenient, but typewriters are cool. So I'm gonna go with that one and see my results. Time is your friend. How nice. For one reason or another, you're able to dedicate a lot of time to your creative writing right now. That's awesome. But fair warning, this can be a double-edged sword. your first step is to structure that time. Reserve 2 blocks of focused writing time during your day, i.e. an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, or 2 hours in the morning and an hour in the evening. Choose blocks of time during which you know it's unlikely for you to be interrupted and likely for you to be able to focus. If you use a calendar app, which I do not, block out your proposed writing times now. If you don't use a calendar app, set a recurring alarm for the start of both of your writing blocks. The structure: 2 blocks of uninterrupted writing time a day. The goal: 1,667 words a day if you're writing 50,000 words. And try this. Use the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of writing, followed by a 5-minute break, then repeat. Well, there we have it. Apparently the takeaway is that I do have time for writing, which is great. The problem is that I don't have the same hours, I don't have the same schedule every day. For example, tomorrow I don't start work until 8:15, which is great. However, on Tuesday I get up at 4:15 in the morning to make it to work on time. So it's not consistent like that, but do I think I can put in 2 chunks of writing, 2 hours of writing a day? Probably. I will try this out. I will probably not be super strict on the 2-hour thing. For example, my commute on Tuesday is 55 to 60 minutes, and I do eat my breakfast on the train as well, so I'll be doing that while I write as well. And if I only spend 50 minutes or 45 minutes of my train journey typing, I'll still probably count that as one. I mean, it is still 1 chunk of time, so I do have that going for me. But this probably means getting up earlier in the morning the other days, because I will not get up at 3:15 on Wednesday just to get the writing done before I leave for work. Either way, I will try this out. I'll go to bed now because it's after 10 and I should sleep so I can get up earlier tomorrow. But at least tomorrow is like a slow start to the week. I do start work later, so I don't have to get up as early as I will have to do the rest of the week. So that's good. But this will mean that I have to be kind of structured this week, which I don't usually have a problem with, but I'm not used to right now having a structure around my writing. And part of the evening tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday will be spent prepping for the showing on Wednesday. So there is that. But I'll try this then. I'm excited. And the project I'll be working on is probably dual role. That is the current work in progress I have. Although I am also really excited. In the past couple of days, I've been really excited to reread my Siren story and see what I can turn that into. However, rereading that is not the same as writing. So dual rule is my aim. 2 hours a day, 14 hours this upcoming week. That's a lot of writing for someone who has barely been writing since March, February. It's fine. Did I have a good night's sleep? No. Did I wake up with a headache? Yes. Do I have enough time to get my hour in before I have to leave for work this morning? No. Would I have preferred to stay in bed rather than get up and try this? Yes. But will I still attempt it? Yes. I'm gonna write for a bit now and get less than an hour's work done, but still a larger chunk of time, and just see how that goes. And hope that this headache passes with breakfast. 35 minutes of writing in total, 1 25-minute sprint and 1 10-minute sprint, which yes, is less than an hour, but it is still 1 larger chunk of time in the morning, so I will say that it's fine. And I got 1,614 words in that time, so not quite the 1,667 that it wants me to get per day to hit the nano goal, but it's also my first writing session of the day, and I do think I can get more than 53 words tonight. I'm gonna dash off to work now. My headache is improved, so that's nice. I'm gonna dash off to work and then talk to you tonight. I am home from work from a quite good but busy day. There was a lot going on and a lot of things I had to solve, but I got home and I decided to do a 40-minute sprint because I wanted to do like a 45-minute one, and then I sort of went past the time I wanted to start. So I did a 40-minute sprint and I wrote 2,142 words. I am not super happy with what I'm writing. I'm happy that I am writing, but I'm not super happy with what I am writing because I feel a little bit like I'm just typing some stuff that doesn't really work, or rather that I'm not writing the things I should write. I am still progressing the plot. Lid and Tev, not Niam, have now made it to the mainland and stuff like that, but I basically skipped the whole section where she finds out about the quest. I sort of faded it to black, and then halfway into that I was like, oh, what are you telling me? What? I have to go on a quest? And I don't really like that, but at least I am writing. So I'm gonna take it as a win and be happy with that. And I feel like I've now done two large chunks of writing today. One was this morning with 2 separate sprints with a small break in between, and then now was 1 sprint. And it is 5:33. I should get started on dinner, and this is all the writing I will do today, but then I will try to bring the laptop with me on the train tomorrow and write on my way to work at stupid o'clock in the morning, and we'll see how that goes. That's its own challenge, really. But yeah, I've written like a lot today, and I feel good about the fact that I am writing. Don't feel super great about what I am writing, and not feeling super excited about the dual rule at this time, but it'll be fine. I'll get over it and do better, write more, write better. Bye! Good morning. Today is Wednesday, the 27th of July, and I didn't film any talking to you clips yesterday, but I did film 2 brief, very shaky because I was on a train and just had my phone, clips of my word count for each session. I wrote for 25 minutes on my way to work yesterday and 25 minutes on my way from work, and I think I got about 1,200 words on the way there and just under 900 on the way home. So it was fine, although I didn't really feel like it. First of all, I was very, very tired, just like I am today, but also I already, despite having an outline, feel a bit lost. I didn't really know, I didn't remember rather what we decided about everything, and so I skipped over the medal trial because I remember that we'd changed something, just not what, and so I skipped over that, and I'm now writing the aftermath of it and almost writing Inferno Valley. I think I'll get to Inferno Valley today, but not write the whole thing. Part of what I wrote on the way home yesterday was me having my new document up on one half of my screen and my old version on the other half of the screen, and rewriting what I was seeing on the other side, basically. Some lines are word for word, some are new, some is completely new content, and it's fine, but I'm not super enthused. The thing is, I'm liking the writing of the old one a lot more than I like the writing of what I'm writing now, which might sound weird to say when I'm saying that I'm basically just transferring it, but the writing up until this point I don't like as much as I liked the writing, or I like, maybe not liked, like the writing of the old one. So that sucks, and I feel like I know the beginning of the old one was way too long, because it was like 27 pages to get anywhere. They didn't leave, they didn't, like, nothing happened for a long time. Things happened, but nothing happened that was super important for progressing the plot. But I liked that better, and I liked a lot of the like little world building things I put in. Now I have even skipped over the reader being told what the quest is, and also subsequently skipped over what Lid is told. Don't know if I already said this, but I faded that to black and then started back up like mid-conversation. And later on now, because I'm like 7,000 words in, later on now Lid is reflecting on, you know, oh, that thing Mama told me about blah blah, and I don't like it, but it is what it is, and this is by no means a final draft, so there is that. But it is now just before 7:30 in the morning. I'm gonna plug this in to my desktop and get some writing in. I did push my work hours back today because I could do that. I asked my boss, it was fine, but since we have the showing tonight, I will not make it home before the showing, which is fine. And then I would rather work over, like have paid work time over when the showing is, and start a little later now in the morning, meaning that I could do something last night instead of going to bed as early as I otherwise would have, and I could do something this morning. Now, I haven't gotten as much done in the morning that I would have liked, but that is what it is. Things take time. when you don't expect it to. But Marcus and Teresa are going to be home today. Marcus will be working, but they have said that it's perfectly fine and that they can do the last few remaining things, and I'm going to grab some trash on my way out and throw that so I don't have to do that. So I am helpful. I'm just also very tired and a little bit wondering why I chose to do this experiment this week, although I do know that next week will be way worse and way weirder of a week. This is at least, yes, I pushed my hours back today, but I still work Monday through Friday this week, and I commuted yesterday on Tuesday, and like that is all normal for me. Next week I'm doing 2 days not nearby home. I'm off on the Friday, I work the weekend, we're busy on the Friday, you know, so this is better. But I'm gonna get to writing now. I'm gonna do like a 15-minute sprint max, which debatable if that is a big chunk of time, but that's what I will do because that's what I have time for before I have to go, and it's fine, it'll be fine. And then I'll do a little bit of writing tonight, probably not a lot because I am very tired, and also it's been hectic recently to get things done and get the apartment ready for pictures and then showing and then all that. So I might just want an hour, I was gonna say an evening, but apparently I just want an hour to myself. That's great. But anyway, I'll get to writing now and then I'll report back in like 15 minutes, just a brief short update because then I do have to get going. .15 minutes, 780 words. Pretty happy, mostly just retyping or rewriting what I'd written in the previous draft. Let's just be happy that I'm writing. Even though I'm not super happy about what I am writing, I will just be happy about the fact that I am writing. Now I have to run off to work, but I want to show you that I'm dressed like an upside down Winnie the Pooh today. It's a great look. I don't want to write, I don't want to write, I don't want to write, I don't want to write. It is 8 o'clock and I had a longer work day than I intended to. Even though I started later, I also ended up staying late because of the showing of this place, and I was sort of in the flow and I had things to do because of course there was things to do, so I stayed over for a bit and that was fine. And I felt good about it, and then since coming home I've just been exhausted. Despite today not being a commuting day and all of that, but I did also get up like a lot earlier than my start time at work than I usually do, because I did do some things around the apartment as preparation for the showing, and I also wrote and all that. And like I said, it's just after 8 now and I want to either go to bed or keep eating this, which was my sugary motivation. These are really good. I should send these, not these specific ones, but these to some nano swap thing, if there's a nano swap thing this year. They're called Tutti Frutti and they are actually vegan, and they are in the shapes of pears, lemons, something orange that's actually not an orange, and raspberries. Really good. They didn't used to be vegan, but they made them vegan. I'm not vegan, but it's good that they make tasty things for people who are. Anyway, yes, I either want to just go to bed or keep eating that and watch something or crochet. I miss my crochet. I crocheted like 3 days ago, but I miss it. When I'm not actively doing it, I miss it. But I'm gonna be good and I'm gonna do some writing. And I don't know if my challenge here, or my experiment, is following the suggestion to a T, because I am not doing that. I have not been doing Pomodoro. I have not necessarily been writing for, you know, one large chunk of time in the morning and one large chunk of time in the evening or afternoon. So yeah, I don't know what this experiment actually is. I'm following part of that. I mean, at least I'm writing twice a day, and that's something. So yes. But I am gonna write. I am gonna make myself write for just a little bit, and I feel like I, for the experiment's sake, should do more than like 15 minutes. I don't want to do more than like 10, so 15 is the compromise that I'm making with myself, and I will be writing for 15 minutes. It's the goal. And I'll report back a little bit later when I'm done with that, but I'll write for 15 minutes, report back, and then my plan for tomorrow is to write just a little bit before work. I don't have to prep for the showing or anything because that already happened and we don't yet know anything, and yeah, hopefully I'll know something tomorrow. But write for a little bit tomorrow, but not get up super early for it. Get up earlier than I would if I was just gonna get up and go to work, but not super early. That is my plan. And then tomorrow is Thursday, and then we're streaming in the evening, so I'll write some then for the first time in a long time. I did actually write on during the Thursday stream a couple weeks ago when we were away on vacation, so I do write sometimes during that. But yeah, the thing is, I don't want to I'm doubting myself now. The thing is, I don't want to leave it, like, push it forward. That's not how you say that. But, like, I don't want to, I'll just do, like, 5 minutes in the morning tomorrow because I'm going to do, 2 hours in the evening, because I will not be doing 2 hours in the evening. And I do want to allow myself to participate in, like, 1 or 2 sprints during the stream, and then do whatever else I want during the sprints. Like crochet, for example. Yeah. So I'll do more than 5 minutes in the morning. I'll try to do maybe 20, depending on how I feel. And then participate in some writing during the stream as well. Am I shrinking? I feel like I'm shrinking. Anyway, I'm just trying to, keep talking so I don't have to write by the sounds of things. But yes, I'll do some writing. I'll report back. And then I get to go to bed. Maybe. I'm also filming this on my phone, which is really weird. Anyway, I will do the thing, and then I will have done the thing, and then I can stop doing the thing until tomorrow morning. Okay, let's do the thing. Hello again. It is now 8:30 and I just finished a 20-minute sprint. Go me. Applause, applause, applause. I did a 20-minute sprint. It went really well, actually. I am mostly still sort of rewriting this part of the last draft. So it's a lot of like retyping or changing a few things as I go. I'm not copy pasting, but a lot of it is staying the same into this draft. And I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm currently in the middle of a conversation that Lid and Tev. One day I'll learn a conversation between Lid and Tev where they're talking about like basically dreams for the future, what they want out of their lives, that kind of thing, which I'm not sure how much that furthers the plot, but it's a conversation I really like, or at least really liked the first time around or last time around. So I'm working through that, and there is a distinct difference between what I started writing at the beginning of this week and what I wrote a couple weeks ago compared to the draft I'm now retyping, because the Lid in the retyping is a lot more fun to be around than the other one. She's very cranky and kind of something that I can't put my finger on, and I don't like it. I much prefer this Lid, the Lid in the earlier draft. And I know it's my thing to fix, and I can do that, but I'm not going to go back and rewrite what I've written in this draft now. But yeah, in the older draft that I'm now sort of retyping from, there is banter, and I see White Heaven and Lid are friends, and a whole bunch like that, and like a whole bunch of stuff like that. And in the new draft, I've had a hard time seeing it, and that's not good. And Lid has just been very unlikable to me, at least. Maybe I'll feel differently once I reread it, because what I'm actually retyping now I've read at least twice at this point, so maybe I will feel differently about it later on. And also I do know that I can change it, but I just don't know why she was so very kind of cranky. So yeah, anyway, retyping this conversation now. Will stop for now. Yes, I will stop for tonight now. I'm just making up abbreviated words to make things faster. I will stop for tonight now, but that gives me a good place to start tomorrow. Also, I'm just kind of tired and don't want to write more today. But yeah, things are happening, and once that conversation is over, the next chapter is the start of Inferno Valley, which I'm hoping to get to tomorrow. Not all of Inferno Valley, probably, but get started on it at least at some point tomorrow. Probably not until the evening, though. And it's gonna be fun. I really do like Inferno Valley the way I've written it before. I do think I'm gonna change a couple things that I don't quite remember what we've said I'm gonna change, because that would be a thing. But yeah, I have some notes that I could check and see if they actually say anything useful. And yeah, moving on into this, I am still aware that I've skipped the medal trial. We'll go back and fix that at some point. And yeah, what I will say though is I feel like I'm writing a lot of just short scenes and I'm separating them off as if they were different chapters, which was a habit I used to have mainly when I was younger. Like all my chapters used to be like half a page because they were a scene, or not even a whole scene. And I'm not super thrilled about that. And I have taken no consideration with the timeline and my chapter breaks. I'll figure that out eventually. We're not putting them into order right now anyway, me and Marcus. And so if what's going to happen between two of Niam's chapters look like 3 chapters in mine currently, that doesn't matter. So yeah, but I'm not super enthused. I hope I'll start feeling better soon and be less tired, because I want to be excited about this. I'm just kind of not, but also rewriting Inferno Valley or retyping Inferno Valley mostly is going to be really fun. I hope. Please don't make it be unfun. I really want it to be fun. So there's that. But I am proud of myself for writing. I'm proud of myself for having been consistent now for 3 days, morning and night, morning and night, morning and night. And that feels good. So I'll leave you with that for now, and then I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully a little more awake, but you never know because it's going to be morning. Good morning. It is Thursday. That was a cat. I meant to get up at 6 this morning. I did not. I ended up snoozing and then pushing my alarm back a bit, and that was all fine from a writing perspective. I would have had time, but then I realized once I got up, which is also something I realized in the middle of the night somewhere and then probably forgot, that I needed to cook some pasta this morning because I had the rest of my lunchbox, just not the pasta bits. So I'm working on that now. That has about like 11 minutes to go. So I'm going to sprint for 10 minutes, and that will have to be it because then I have to leave for work. And yeah, I am very tired. I was also very tired yesterday, but I am also very tired today. And so I'm just opening my documents, so I'm ready to go. And yeah, and now I've decided to go to the gym after work today, which is probably a good idea, but I'm so tired. But I'll do that and see if I feel better. So 10-minute sprint now, finishing up the pasta and getting to work, and then writing during the stream tonight because I don't intend to write anything earlier than that. So going to work, gym, home, dinner and shower, and then stream. Sounds like a good plan. Words are written, pasta is made, 564 words, I think, unless it was 546, double checking, 564. And my bun is completely falling out, but that's fine. Got all that done, feeling good about the writing, mostly still retyping things from the previous draft, but changing a few things. I'm still in that conversation about the future, but that's just about to wrap up. So tonight I will get started on Inferno Valley, which is really exciting. Now I'm off to work, busy day, work, gym, stream, see you tonight. Hello. Work has been worked, gym has been gymmed, food has been fooded, eaten, and our stream is starting in 6 minutes. I am, however, not going to join the stream in 6 minutes. I am instead going to take a shower because that will benefit everyone except people possibly in the stream. But I want to shower because I stink. So I'm going to shower and then join the stream a bit late. But I do intend to write. At least something. At least a little bit. But I can't say right now how long of a sprint or how many sprints I intend to do because I don't know what will be picked during the stream. But showering and then sprinting and writing at the same time. The last two, not the first one. Hello! It is 8:37 in the evening. Some of our puzzles, not all, but some of them. The stream is over. We ended it early because of people not feeling great, some headache and stuff going on. But I did one 30-minute sprint and I got 1,229 words, so I'm very happy with that. I have now started writing the Inferno Valley scene, and I'm again, I think a lot of this next section, so probably a lot of the rest of the week, is going to be me retyping, because I don't think I'm making any massive changes. Well, never mind. Never mind. The first part of Inferno Valley, which is Lid's plant trial, is staying the same. Her fire trial is changing some because, well, it's changing a fair bit, because in the previous draft she gets help from Niam. Their paths cross, but she doesn't really know that there's a real other person because she is too busy hallucinating, which is fun. So their paths cross in the previous draft, but not in this draft. Instead, Niam is helping Tev. Lid can't find Tev. Lid has to get out on her own. And then from before, her ground trial, which is the third and final part of her Inferno Valley, was very bad, not good, and not much of a trial at all. And instead, she will now get stuck in quicksand and have to get out of that. So I know how she will do that, but I haven't written it before. So the next little bit, like maybe over tomorrow, I will be retyping, although I don't think there's that much left of, I've closed it down so I don't know why I keep looking at the screen. I don't think there's that much left of the plant trial, because she has now, you know, ripped the vine off of Tev. They've both been pierced by thorns. She's going to try, I think, to remove some of these thorns, but the thorns are what's poisonous and what gives them hallucinations. And shortly after the hallucinations start, the fire starts. So might not be that much left, actually. I like how I just changed my complete view of this from like, oh, it's just gonna be retyping, to like, not really all that much ever, actually. So yeah, but I'm done for tonight. I'm happy with what I wrote. I really like this part of the story, even though it's awful for Lid. I do really enjoy it, and I do like the writing. I feel like it is action-packed, and it's stressful, and it's scary, and it's, you know, all the things I want it to be, which I feel very good about. So that's really good. Still not bothering with the metal trial, and still not bothering with making Lid more likable in the beginning of this draft, because no. But I am almost at 1100 words for camp so far, which is really nice. I have 10,810 words for camp, which is a lot more than I wanted. I mean, the more I get, the better. But my goal for camp was 1,000 words. So I've almost 10 doubled that. I almost 11 doubled that. So yeah, doing all right, doing pretty good, pretty happy with what I've done today, and I am glad I'm doing this experiment. Do I think it will definitely get me back into the writing mindset, and do I think I'll keep writing next week? We shall see. I'm gonna try to not stay up super late tonight, but I do have some things I want to do, because tomorrow is my last morning of this week where I have to get up early to go somewhere. Saturday and Sunday we have the dual stream on Saturday, but that's not until 2 p.m. here, and I never sleep that long, so I can have a bit of a lie-in and still get writing done and all that on Saturday and Sunday. But tomorrow I still have an early morning and a full work day, which is, I don't know yet if it's going to be, you know, a lot or not super stressful, but that I'll figure out tomorrow. Either way, I'll talk to you in the morning. Good morning. I didn't have time or make the time to film a starting clip for you today, but I just completed a 10-minute sprint, and I want to give you a brief update before I have to rush off to work. I kept writing the first trial of Inferno Valley. They were caught by the vines, they were pierced by the thorns of the vines, and well, most of that happened yesterday, actually, and today was mostly the aftermath of trying to de-pincushion themselves from all of these thorns that had embedded themselves in their skin. Lovely, great, nice, gross. So I've written that now, and they are back on their feet. They kind of literally just got back on their feet, and they are now about to take off deeper into this forest, and that will mean that they encounter their Lid's fire trial next time I sit down to write. Also, I am holding my phone. It is not a particularly heavy phone, But I went to the gym yesterday and I worked out real hard and my arms are really sore. So excuse the wobbling of the camera there. But yeah, it went well, felt fine. I got up earlier today than I managed to do yesterday because I was able to pull myself out of bed a little earlier, and I don't know why. If I slept better, more, if it was because of the exercise yesterday, that seems unlikely. But yeah, it felt good to write this morning, and I'm now going to take off to work and then write more tonight. I will talk to you tonight, but writing is going well. Yeah. Still mostly retyping, but tweaking a few details as I go. I got 468 words in 10 minutes, which I'm very happy with, and I'm happy with the words themselves. So fingers crossed I keep feeling that way even when I tonight and tomorrow and onwards dive into writing completely new material again. Am I using my knee as a tripod because I can't be bothered actually going to get the tripod? Yes. But at least I am using the actual camera and not my phone, so progress on that front. It is almost 8:30 in the evening. I had a pretty good work day. It was a lot, but I got a lot done and that felt really good. And then Marcus came and picked me up and we went to the store and got some groceries, had dinner, and now I've just been intending to write for like an hour and a half and not written. And the cats are supposed to be fed in about half an hour. So I think I should just write for about half an hour and then feed the cats and then go to bed. Probably bed, maybe bed. I am tired. I was sitting here on the couch for a while and I could just feel my eyes getting heavier or my eyelids getting heavier. And I just kind of wanted to go lie down, but I didn't, and that's good because I do have this experiment going and I do have a little bit left of it. It's tonight and then 2 more days. So I am gonna write, and when I now do start writing, I will shortly get into new stuff. Again, I'm gonna move from the grass or the plant, that's the word, the plant trial and into the fire trial, and that will be different. Not fully from the previous draft, but quite a bit. So I'm excited about that. Still don't know what to do with the metal trial. I will just stop thinking about it. I'll stop talking about it and just ignore the fact that Lid should have done that at this point. So yes, but I'm gonna write and then feed the cats and then probably go to bed, eventually go to bed. Wish me luck. The camera is now balanced on a water bottle that is balanced on a small wooden box, which is an awful idea, so I'll try to keep this short. I did my sprint. I rode for about 30 minutes. I didn't actually start my timer on time, but it had been about 10 minutes when I started it, and then I did a 20-minute sprint, or I put a timer for 20 minutes. So I'm counting it as a 30-minute sprint, and I wrote 1,601 words, which was very well done. And I am now deep into Lid's fire trial, and a lot of it is still repeat from before, but I have just reached the point where she bumps into Niam and he tells her to get out, and Niam isn't there anymore, so I'm changing that. And she is currently hallucinating and having a wonderful time and having lost Tev and trying to find him. And I kept a lot of the very panicky just thoughts that she goes through, because she sees Tev and then his jaw falls off, and then she sees her mom, and then her mom doesn't have eyes, and then she's hallucinating all these people in her life. And it's just really interesting. Interesting might be the wrong word, but I do really enjoy this. It's awful, it's gruesome, it's horrible, but it is good. I still think this is good. Is it perfect? No, but I mean, given the fact that it's so similar, this part is so similar to the previous draft, and the previous draft was not, you know, incredible. Obviously this isn't perfect either, but I want you to read this, but I don't think I should read it to you, the whole thing. Also the batteries flashing on the camera. But she's basically in the forest and everything is on fire. She keeps seeing Tev and she keeps seeing her mom and she keeps seeing her dad and she keeps seeing her other mom. And people are just all around, and some of them are catching fire and some of them are trying to hurt her and some of them are falling apart and some of them are all these things. And so she's standing there and she hears her name being called. She turns and she sees something happening to someone she loves, and then she has a name, and then she goes, like, turns that way, and then her name, and then very disorienting and awful and not good. And I have a section where it's just one word period new line, one word period new line, and then it turns into a few more words, but just like one sentence per line. So dad, mama, Tev, mom, screaming, screaming, falling, pain, screaming, I have to go, I have to get up, I have to leave, I have to find Tev, I won't leave without him. But I typed, I won't leave without me, which is a very good statement, Lid. You will not be leaving without yourself. And then, you know, screaming, scrambling, everything is spinning, everything is fire, everything is screams. She's having a great time. But I do really like this section, and I feel like I said this all the time in the morning clip today, that I'm almost writing new material, but I'm almost writing new material, and some of it is new, and I'm changing a few things, and now that she has run into Niem in the previous draft, but she won't be running into Niem in this draft, things are changing. She is almost through her fire trial. I think my computer battery is also flashing at me, so I should not do a bunch of things on it, but I think it's only a few pages left. I don't know. I'll figure that out tomorrow, but I'm really happy with this. I'm really excited to be in this part of the story because this is one of my favorite parts. This and her getting to Norport, I think, are my favorite parts. And a lot of it will be changing. A lot of it is changing, but yeah, happy to be writing. Feeling pretty good about it. Now, tomorrow I don't have to get up at like 6 or even earlier. I don't have to get up at 4:15 either, like I did on Tuesday. So my computer just died. Not because of that probably, but I don't have to get up that early, and that is good, but we're also doing the stream, and I do want to write before the stream. So I will still write tomorrow. I just won't be doing it at like 6:30 in the morning. But I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello. And good morning, question mark. This morning, this day so far did not go according to plan. I was woken up at 7:15ish by a very hungry cat who had obviously never been fed and who very much wanted me to feed her and decided to show me this want of her by walking all over me. And then she sort of got settled because I didn't get up, and then Marcus scared her because he moved in his sleep, and then she just pinged off, and I realized that, well, this is gonna continue if I don't get up and feed her, and also I'm hungry, so I'll just get up. So I got up at about 7:30 and I fed the cats, I had breakfast, I played a little bit of Animal Crossing because we have a new villager who moved in yesterday, and it was good, it was fine. And then it was approximately 9, so I've been up for about an hour and a half, which I know is a very long breakfast break, but it's the weekend. And I went into the bedroom because I was cold and I wanted to grab my PJ pants that I'm still wearing because it's the weekend. And Marcus was awake and I was like, hey. And then he was snuggly and he was tired, and then I was just gonna lie down for a little bit and snuggle him. And then somehow it was 11:15. So I fell asleep. And then I got up and I was hungry again because of course I was. And I have now made and had lunch. It is 1:25 in the afternoon. I have not yet written. I don't think we can count this as morning anymore. Plus, we are streaming in 35 minutes. Will I count this as a fail for the experiment because I didn't write in the morning? No, I'm gonna write now before the stream and think of the stream as work. Like I would have gone to work and I want to write before then. And I'm gonna go to the stream and I will have written before then. I'm finding loopholes in this experiment. It's fine. That's what experiments are for. But I'm gonna take maybe like 20 minutes now to do some writing, and then we're gonna stream, and then I will write again at some point tonight. But I had all these plans for the morning today, especially when I was woken up so early by the cats. If I hadn't, then I would have expected to get up around 9, and now I instead went back to bed at 9. But I had these plans. I was gonna write. I'd never decided for how long, but I was gonna write for a significant chunk, and I was gonna film 2 videos and then have lunch and then have the stream basically. And now I have written nothing, not filmed that video, not filmed this video either. I had lunch though, so that's a win. But I'm gonna get to writing now, and then I will talk to you before the stream and then tonight, and it will all be fine. Hello, it is 2 o'clock, we have to start the stream. I just finished my 20-minute sprint. I wrote 10,000 words. I did not. I wrote 1,066 words. She is through the flames. She is crying. She will soon find herself in quicksand, because why would she not have to find herself in another bad situation after finishing the first bad situation, which is actually the second bad situation, which is actually the 4th bad situation. I'm gonna stream now, bye. Good evening. It is Saturday evening. It is 9:30 or almost 9:30 in the evening, and I still have writing to do. Now, I should lower the camera because I feel like I'm very far down. Hello. Yeah, I wrote this morning. I finished that just as we were starting the stream, hence the very brief clip there. The stream went well. We streamed for about 2.5 hours and plotted out some stuff, world built some stuff, and then I just didn't do anything. Did I do something? I feel there's a gap between when the stream ended and like 7 o'clock. So I'm sure I did something. But I then managed to get myself out the door. I have started playing Pokemon Go again. I haven't played for a couple of years, and Mark and I decided to restart, or like get a new character, start over and do that. And that was 2 weeks ago now, and I'm on level 23, I think. I'm just gonna start it and see. Not that it's important, but today, Saturday, is my 7-day streak if I do go out, and I have this thing where I have to go outside to play it, even though we do live on top of Pokestop, and if I open the app I do have Pokemon I can catch. I have to go outside to do it, and so I did. And no, level 22, I'm so sorry, level 22. Either way, I'm level 22, I'm walking my Bulbasaur, and yeah, I went outside to do my daily Pokestop and catch, which I did. And then whilst I was out, I decided to bring this camera. I decided to bring it before I went out, and I filmed a video, possibly 2. You're not going to see them probably for a while, but I'm going to insert a clip here because I actually went out into the forest nearby, and it was just so quiet and peaceful and nice, and I really enjoyed it, and it was good. It's weird to me how much calmer that is than, I mean, maybe it's not weird, but it was just so quiet and it was so soft. And then I ended up getting quite mosquito bitten, but I'll say it was worth it until I get unbearably itchy. But yeah, I did that, and then came home, made dinner. I've caught up on some YouTube that I wanted to watch. I now have some very melted homemade ice cream because our actual ice cream machine is in the attic because we tidied that away before the showing that we had on Wednesday. Today is Saturday. No one's been bidding on our apartment and I'm stressing out. But I have the ice cream now at least, and I'm just gonna make myself right. I caught the very tail end of Shay with the Hobbies says Shay with the Hobbies sis stream that she was doing with Becca C. Smith. I caught the very tail end. I joined as they were doing their last sprint. I wasn't aware that that was their last sprint, and then they came back on and then it was bye-bye. And when I saw that they were sprinting, I joined in. I was hoping they would be in a sprint and that would motivate me to write. But they stopped streaming, which is perfectly fine. They've been going for over 2 hours. It's perfectly fine. But I'm here now alone again, and I need to write, and I don't want to write, and I'm gonna write. And I've also just been looking at my spreadsheet where I put in my writing for the week, or all my writing for the year, but specifically the writing that I've been doing this week. And the amount of time spent writing per day has definitely decreased throughout the week. And I don't know if that makes sense fully. I mean, I am to some extent in control of my time because it's me and my writing and I control that. I guess. But earlier in the week, I wrote on the train. There was not a lot else to do on the train on Tuesday. Any day, really, but on Tuesday I wrote on the train. And also I was, I think, more excited Monday than I am now. Slash, it was early in the experiment. I wanted to do good. Now I'm far into it, relatively far, 6 days out of 7. And I'm like, it's fine. And nowhere have I really followed the Pomodoro thing. The only thing I've been consistent with is writing in the morning, if you can count today as morning, and writing in the evening. And I intend to keep that up. I intend to write this evening and also tomorrow morning, hopefully earlier than today, and tomorrow evening, and then I will have completed that thing. Because I cannot remember what the actual result of my thing was, of the test, the quiz. I think it was, they suggested Pomodoro, they suggested 2 chunks of time, 2 large chunks of time, morning, evening, something like that. It's becoming apparent to me that I might have just completely messed up and not at all followed what I was supposed to do. That is great, but either way, I do intend to finish this experiment, but I'd like to just do like a 5-minute sprint today, right now, and have it be over with. And I have this thing where I don't want to do a bad job, and I was always a good student when I was young, and I have a bit of, I don't know if there's a term for this in English, there is a term in Swedish, like good girl syndrome, where like I base my self-worth on my achievements and my accomplishments, and I'm working on it and I've been better at it, but I also feel like if I quote-unquote allow myself to just do a 5-minute sprint now and have the focus be writing in the morning and writing in the evening, writing for 2 writing sessions a day, no matter how long they are, that is the outcome I want of this experiment, I feel like I'm cheating it, because I feel like I'm not doing 2 larger chunks of time, because 5 minutes is not a very large chunk of time. And I also, like I said though, I can't remember what the actual result was. Should I have gotten a screen grab of it? Yeah, probably. Did I? No. So yeah, I don't know. I'm doing this for myself, also hopefully for your enjoyment. I'm sure this section of the video is very enjoyable for you, but I'm doing this for myself, and if me, myself and I only wants to do 5 minutes, I will do that. I'm just trying to talk myself into this now, because writing for 5 minutes is still writing. If I wanted to do no minutes, which is what I actually would like to do, I want to not write tonight, if I'm honest, but that would be sort of breaking the experiment. Me doing 5 minutes of writing is still adapting the experiment to fit what I'd like to do, if that makes sense. So I might just do 5 minutes, and then possibly that will, you know, I'm right in the drama, I'm right in the middle of something and I want to continue, or I'll stop after 5 minutes and that's also fine. Maybe the goal of this experiment or other experiments I do isn't to be 100% perfect, which I know I'm not, but if the challenge is to write in the morning and the evening, I write in the morning and the evening. If the challenge is to write for at least 10 minutes in the morning and the evening, and I want to do just 5, that is tweaking it, but it's still writing. And the point of my writing experiments is to get me writing. I want to say, I'm just rambling at this point. I will do a 5-minute sprint and I will not push it. If I do feel like writing more after that, I might. I mean, if I feel like it, I should. And I will have all of this, which will take a while and stuff, but yeah, I will not expect that I want to write more after this 5-minute sprint, and that is fine. So yes. Also, I mentioned it briefly, I am a little stressed out about the apartment thing. Happy that we are selling, or rather happy that we have bought a house and that we're moving to a house. Very happy about that. Stressed that this is taking longer than I would have liked, but where we live, things don't sell like this anyway. I shouldn't be expecting I shouldn't be expecting that. I shouldn't be expecting that we are gonna have a faster time selling this than something else is being sold. And we do have time. We have plenty of time. If I look at it objectively, we have plenty of time, but I am stressed. And it's just stuff going on, really. But that's besides the point for this. I will do a 5-minute sprint. I will try to speak at this pace. Not that I'm going to speak a lot when I'm writing, but maybe not talk at 120 miles per hour, and then do the 5-minute sprint, see where that gets me, report back, and then not deal with this until tomorrow. And I can't do anything with the apartment stuff until Monday at the earliest anyway, so yes. See you in 5 minutes. I will get this writing done. I will not get distracted. Apparently a lot can change in 5 minutes. I just did the sprint, 331 words, 5 minutes, feeling good. I'm very close to the camera, I'm sorry. Hello. I'm sorry. I did that sprint, 331 words, happy with them. Still writing some awful stuff for Lid. Pretty good stuff for me. Pretty good stuff in my opinion, I should say. But I feel good, and now I wouldn't mind continuing, maybe? I still won't. I think I'll still take it easy and not overdo it tonight, because I do still have to, sorry, I'm just gonna write down what page I'm on in the older draft. I don't want to overdo it. I do still have to do this tomorrow and stuff like that, but I do find it a lot easier to get back into the writing now that I have been doing it consistently. Now, there's something about like how it takes you 21 days to form a habit, is that it? How long to form a habit? I think it's 21 days. Well, that's a suggestion is 21 days, but apparently anywhere from 18 to 254 days. Yes, will I keep this up for 18 days, 21 days, 254 days? No, my experiment is a week long, but I do find it a lot easier to get back into it. Maybe that's helped by the fact that I am still relatively much going off of the earlier draft at this point. Lid has just found Tev's ex. She has not actually found Tev's ex. I don't know if Tev has an ex. If he does, they're definitely not on the mainland. But she has found his something, his necklace, his bracelet, his, you know, something. I just didn't know what it was, so I have just marked it with an X, so I can search and find that later, or search and replace, I should say, in the document later on once I do figure out what it is. But she has just found this, which is proof to her that he is dead and gone, because he always wears this. Why would he have not worn it now? Something like that. And that is still sort of similar to what happens in the previous draft, so I am still, again, not copy pasting. Why am I shrinking? Still not copy pasting, but relatively the same between previous draft and this draft. But she is now running away. She's running. Everything is pain, everything is bad, and she will now run into quicksand. She managed to get through the flames in the earlier sprint today. She got through the flames. She was fine and relatively unharmed because she realized that some of the flames were blue and not as warm. And I know that a flame is blue at the very center, but these are magical blue flames. I didn't want to make them green, so maybe I'll do a different color, maybe pink. But again, she made it through them, and that she used her brain. She found a way to sort of calm herself down. She used logic to get through the flames, because it was like, these are orange flames, these are blue. Why are there blue flames? There's no such thing as blue flames. Bear with me. And it doesn't make sense. These can't be real. Also, I'm not actually seeing Tev and my family all kinds of mangled and falling apart. This isn't real. And then she, you know, was able to do that, and that was the trial that she was facing in the fire part. And now she will be, she's still dealing with the aftermath of losing her best friend and being very alone and all of that, and she will now run straight into quicksand and have that to get out of as well. But I'm making good progress. I do feel good about it. I'm 26 pages in and almost 14,500 words for this document. Comparing that to when I was at this point in the previous draft, I was at 60 pages, so about twice as many. And word count wise, I had written 38,000 words, almost 39,000 words at this point. Now, I haven't written the medal trial, I have skipped over that, and that is a number of thousand words. Would that put me at 20 now, maybe? I have no idea. I can't grasp that. I can tell you how fast I can write 1,000 words-ish, but I cannot tell you how long a text is, or how much space, how many pages, how many words that would take for me to write the thing. So I am missing the medal trial, and also things have sped up a lot in the beginning of this draft compared to the earlier one, which was something we wanted to do because it can't take 27 pages or whatever for the action to start. Did I do it too fast this time? Maybe there's a happy middle ground somewhere, but I am definitely making good progress, and I'm very, very happy with that. I did also just realize during that sprint that, because I talked in the previous clip, I talked about what is the goal of this experiment. What is my daily challenge? What is the thing I'm supposed to do for this experiment? Yeah, not the goal of the whole week, but what is the daily suggestion from the quiz that I took? And again, I don't quite remember, but it did also say that if you want to hit 50,000 words over the course of 30 days, over the course of Nano, you should write 1,667 words a day, which if you've done Nano, you know that's the word, the number that you should hit for a 50k month. That is not what I'm aiming for. I'm writing for a week instead, but I will say I don't think I've done that goal either every day, or reached that goal either every day. Because today I'm at 1,400 words. Yesterday I hit it, the day before I hit it, day before that, I'm doing math, I did not hit it. Day before that I did, and Monday I definitely did. So, I mean, let's just do math, even though I'm not supposed to do this update, I wasn't thinking until tomorrow, but that's fine. Let's just summarize, not all of those, thank you, no. These numbers. And then I will do 1,667 times 7. Tomorrow, I am way ahead of where I need to be. Well, not way ahead, but if I write 16,600, no. But if I write 1,667 words a day for 7 days, that is 11,669 words. I still have my writing tomorrow to do, and I have written 12,791 words this week. That's a lot. That is, well, 1,100 more than I need for tomorrow. It's just I haven't done 1,667 a day. But when do I ever do the allotted thing per day? I don't feel like I've done any crazy writing days. I haven't done any crazy writing days if we compare to the, you know, the last couple months. All of these days have been crazy many words, but you know, I haven't done any 10k, 15k days, and I don't recommend those. I don't know if I want to do those. I definitely don't want to do them, you know, this weekend for this experiment, so that's fine. But it does mean that if my goal for this is 1,667 a day, or rather 1,667 times 7, I'm already there. So if I say that's the goal, if I on day 6 decide that that is what I intended to do all along, I'm good. And with that logic, I wouldn't have to write anything tomorrow. However, I am still intending to write tomorrow. Why am I talking through doing things? I'm sorry. I'm still intending to write tomorrow. I'm still intending to get 2 writing sessions in tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just fiddling with things now. I'll try to write in the morning, which will hopefully be earlier than like 1:30 tomorrow, and once towards the afternoon or evening. I don't know what the point of this ramble is. I don't know what the point of this experiment is, but at least I'm writing, and I'm happy with that. I'm gonna do something. Still haven't had a single spoonful of this. I'm noticing that I'm speaking very, very, very fast again, so I'm gonna try to slow down just a smidge. I will have my ice cream. I will do something enjoyable. It's not saying that writing isn't enjoyable, and not saying that talking to you guys is not enjoyable, but I'll do that and then talk to you tomorrow, and hopefully want to write, hopefully be excited, hopefully be ready to go. See you then. Good morning. It is Sunday, the 31st of July, the last day of this experiment, the last day of camp. I should have been able to remember that, but here we are. It's the 31st and it's 11:45 in the day, so it's still morning-ish. I am sitting down to get started with writing. I haven't written yet this morning, but I'm about to start as soon as my computer finishes updating and I've updated you. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I had a good night's sleep and I have cat hair attached to my lips apparently, but I had a pretty good night's sleep and yeah, feeling better than I did last night. I'm definitely not as tired and I feel kind of driven to do this, but I'm gonna start off with just like a 15-20 minute sprint and hopefully less cat hair, and then probably not write more right now and instead do some video editing and some other things I should do, and then write again tonight as well. I do also have a reflection to make that I intended to leave for later, but I'm gonna forget if I leave it any longer, so I'm just gonna say it now, that I have realized that the adjustments I've made in the last week when it comes to my schedule has definitely helped me write. I mean, I have taken the time to write before work every day, for example, which means I've gotten up earlier, and then I've just taken some time that I always have in the evening and turned that into writing time. However, what this actually means, apart from the fact that yay, I've been writing, it means I've been getting less sleep because I have not compensated my getting up earlier by going to bed any earlier. And I'm gonna check right now what my sleep tracking says. Bearing in mind also I did take like a 2.5 hour nap yesterday, which will have been added into this sleep tracking, because I've definitely been more tired this week. I've been very exhausted a couple days and yeah, it's just not been great. Interestingly enough, looking at my tracking, last week, the week before I did this experiment, I got 78 sleep points on average and slept an average of 6 hours and 59 minutes per night. Now, for this week, it says I have averaged 74 sleeping points, which means 4 less on average, at an average sleeping time of 7 hours and 2 minutes. So that has been increased, but if I like remove the nap yesterday, which I can't tell this to not count it, well, I could, but then I can't put it back in again, that will be significantly less. That is the only way this would look, because 5:50, 6:56, 6:27, 6:58, 6:46, 6:21, and then 7:43. It would definitely be lower, even though I'm not doing the math properly right now, it would definitely be lower than last week's. So that is not great, and I don't know if I've really been benefiting from writing in the morning. Has my writing benefited from it because I have written? Yes, but have I been benefiting from it in any other way? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would have been as excited, more excited, less excited to write in the evening if I hadn't written in the morning, had I not been doing this experiment. And also I don't know if like, would I have had an easier time getting into it, a harder time? Does any of that actually, you know, show for anything? And why is there so many cat hair? Because we have cats, that's probably why. But yeah, so I don't know if I've actually benefited from it outside of the fact that, you know, yay, I've been writing, which is still a win. That is what I wanted to achieve this week, was that I was gonna write every day, twice a day. So that is still really good, but yeah, I don't really know if it's been worth getting less sleep just so I'll get more writing done. And looking at my total writing time so far, I don't have that up, but I can get that up in a second. My computer is being very slow, so let's just ignore the actual numbers. But theoretically, the amount of time I have spent writing per day, I do think I would have been able to write all of in the evening most days. This week is a little bit special because we had the apartment showing and we had to prep for that, and That's really the only big change was that, and that I shifted some work hours around. But if I did say 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night, I could have done 40 minutes in the evening instead most days, if not all days. So that's also a reflection I am making, and I don't really know what is in the future for me for this writing thing that I'm doing, for writing in general, because I am glad to have gone back into it. I will not be keeping this up in the coming week for a couple different reasons, but I definitely do hope that I will be writing more now in the future than I have been doing before this week, because before this week I wrote on the 7th of July, and before that I didn't write anything since, well, one day in May when I wrote 32 words, and then I hadn't written anything since April. So I do hope that this has kickstarted me a bit, but there are also always in life, everyone's life, there are still things going on that needs to take priority sometimes, because that's just the way it is. I will not put writing ahead of food. I will not put writing ahead of sleeping, for example. So those, I mean, in general, if I do end up doing another 24 experiment at some point, I'd probably end up putting it before sleep, because yes. But in general, I will not prioritize writing over certain things in my life, but hopefully still take the time to write more regularly than I have been doing in the past couple of months, this past year even. Although back in February is when I did my Milwordy month, so that was also fun, but that was also kind of stressful. Although I did have like 2 weeks there I didn't write, so there's that. Anyway, I am rambling. My computer is now started. I will get into my first sprint of the day and I will report back to you later. 15 minutes, 857 words. The absolute worst writing I have done in this entire week. I am writing her getting stuck in and getting out of quicksand, and it's just very boring, which that should not be, but it's just very like, oh, I am stuck. I am sinking down. I have to shift into my bird form. I shift and I fly. It's very uninteresting. It's very boring, but it's written and she's out and she's fine. And that means that I'm done with this version of Inferno Valley. Kind of very not happy about it because, I mean, the plant is fine. The fire is fine. The ground very much not, but trying to calm myself and be nice to myself with the fact that this is a completely new version of her ground trial. It's not just rewriting the old one and changing a few details. This is a new ground trial. It's a completely new thing that she has thrown at her, you know? So that's fine. I will now stop writing for right now, and I'll do some editing of like video editing, and I'm gonna have lunch in a while and stuff. But I now have one more writing session left to go for this experiment, and that feels pretty good. And I don't like that I'm leaving off this sprint, this session, being very like, ugh, this sucked. But it is what it is, and I will hopefully do better and be more excited about the last session tonight. Good evening. It is 2 minutes to 9:30 in the evening. I haven't written anymore since I talked to you this morning, but I have spent the day editing. I have edited, actually this video that you're watching right now, I have edited all of it up over Friday. So I only have yesterday and today to add to it, and then also go through and just final tweaks, sort of. But yes, it's been a relaxed day at home. Haven't done anything around the home really, but I've stared a lot at screens, which is a good warm-up for the week ahead, where I will be staring a lot at screens. Yes, but I'm happy with the video. However, it is already over 45 minutes long, and that is without me adding in yesterday's clips and today's clips, and I feel like I have gotten more and more rambly over this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna do my final sprint, and I in a way wanted to, you know, finish on a high, but now I think it's just gonna be kind of anticlimactic because I'm not really super excited to write. I'm getting tired. I should head to bed. I have been putting this off, and I guess it's just time to, you know, get it over with. which is my favorite way to talk about my writing, is let's just get it over with. But I'm gonna write, I'll report back and see if I have any final thoughts on this experiment that I haven't already shared. I am done. I am done. The experiment is done. I did a 15-minute sprint and got 862 words. Landing, I haven't even updated Nano yet. I should do that. What did I say? 862? 862. Landing my Nano word count for the month at... I need to click through some things. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. 15,995 words. Now the battery's flashing at me. I have some things I want to say, so if the image, like the position of the camera changes, it's because I had to stop and change battery. But 15,995 words. I have written 14,510 words this week, which is a lot. I am very pleased with that, and that divided by the 7 days I have been writing comes out to 2,072 words, 73 words a day. So if my goal for this experiment was to write 1,667 words a day, I didn't quite succeed. But if my goal was to do an average of 1,667 words a day, I did it. Looking at my stats for the week, there is one day, which was yesterday, Saturday, where I wrote less than 1,667 words. I wrote 1,397 words yesterday, which is very much not bad. And yesterday was also the day that I wrote for the shortest amount of time. I wrote for 25 minutes total yesterday, and I'm very pleased to have gotten almost 1,400 words in that time. My wordiest and most minutes written day was Monday, 75 minutes of writing and 3,756 words. I'm gonna put some graphs on the screen probably so you can see some more stats from this, but I am very, very happy with this. Will I continue writing like this tomorrow morning? Absolutely not. Like I said earlier today, I've realized that the thing that has been suffering from me doing this experiment is sleep. I have not gone to bed any earlier to compensate for getting up earlier, and that's a bad move. And that could also explain at least part of the reason why I've been so exhausted this week. But I'm really happy that I've done this experiment, and I would consider doing it again in the future, maybe. But I do have another sort of mirrored, that's not the right word, but a writing experiment that is sort of linked to this, but different. Ew, I'm vague posting again. But yes, I'm hoping to do that in a couple weeks time. Maybe it'll be up next month for you. We shall see when I have or take or make the time to do it. But I am excited to do that experiment in the future. I just need to iron out some details and, like I said, decide when I'm gonna do it. But that is where I'm gonna leave you with this video. I have been enjoying myself for the most part, but also been very tired, and I've definitely gone a bit up and down about whether or not I have enjoyed this experiment and enjoyed writing and enjoyed the dual rule. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!